Well, we start this hour with build-up to tonight's Carabao Cup action, headlined by a repeat of last year's final between Manchester United and Newcastle. United won that much, 2-0, Manchester that is, in the high point of Erik Ten Hag's reign so far, but they haven't hit the heights yet this season. In fact, it is their worst start to a campaign in 37 years as far as the league is concerned. Erik Ten Hag insists that it's only a matter of time before the team starts to move in the right direction. While writing in Manchester United's matchday programme, Ten Hag said this: "There is no point in feeling sorry for ourselves at this moment in time. Nobody at this club enjoys defeat, particularly in a Manchester derby like last Sunday. But everything we have achieved together so far has been built on looking forward, which means we have to move on quickly from what happens, whether it is positive or negative. At Manchester United, every game involves high stakes. Every single day, there is pressure on everybody involved with this club. But those demands and standards are a challenge which we must always meet head on. While this has not been the start to the season that we had all hoped for, I'm certain that we have the talent and attitude as a collective to move in the right direction. I believe that it is only a matter of time before we are showing our true selves. It will come, I am certain."
I think he did well last season and he built up a bank of credit, maybe even overachieved last season because other teams like Liverpool really struggled. So maybe that third place finish wasn't accurate. But Manchester United finished third last season. United go to Fulham on Saturday. Haven't won a game away in London in the league since last November against Fulham. So the statistics are pretty alarming. But I think if you, and we do, speak to Manchester United fans, we're at the matches, I still think that the vast majority want to persist with Erik Ten Hag because he's brought a lot of players in. There's scrutiny over those players now. Last season, there was a feeling that his signings were the right ones. This season, there are much bigger doubts about that. But as we speak, I think there is genuine support for him. I think they know that he's got a difficult job. Others have suffered injuries, all the stuff with the Glazers. But any manager in the world will also be judged by football results, and he will be no different. And when you get beat 3-0 at home in a derby, the mood just completely slumps. Well, I think last year Ten Hag had a positive effect on Manchester United from the team that he inherited, the fact that he won a trophy, finished third, as I said. I think he should have deserved credit for last season. But that's last season. Part of the problem for Ten Hag is that other managers like De Zerbi at Brighton and Ange at Tottenham are getting a tune out of their team. Ten Hag has been unable to do that with Manchester United this season. Of the 14 games, Manchester United have played well in one of them against Crystal Palace in the previous round of the Carabao Cup. Played well in the first half away at Tottenham, but that is alarming. You know, you're getting people going to every single game thinking, this is pretty awful. I've written a piece today saying November is really important. Historically, it's been important in the history of Manchester United. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lost his job in November. Jose Mourinho slipped completely out of favour in November. Sir Alex Ferguson had one of his worst months in a November. And to start well by beating one of the best teams who came to Old Trafford last year, Newcastle United were one of the few teams who avoided defeat last year in that 0-0 draw. I know they made a lot of changes in the previous round against Manchester City, but they performed really well. So Newcastle are confident. We've seen that. Manchester United are not confident. But to lose against a second string or a much changed Newcastle United side would really be unthinkable.